This conference will now be recorded.
Rohan, are you talking?
Oh,
I'm not able
sorry. I
to.
think.
I'm not
Can you hear?
able to
Can
hear
you
you.
hear? Are you able to hear me now?
Now, yes, yes, Rohan. Yes, Rohan.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know. My mic was on mute. So I was explaining you that we are going to talk about bulk storage, and in bulk storage, basically, this is typically this kind of storage where pallets are kept one behind the other, one above the other, and these are lane markings. Yellow, like through yellow paint, there are lane marked on the floor, and then this storage is used for handling units, and handling units are piled one above the other. These are called as self-racking pallets because they can rack another pallet on it. Yeah. So very typically the finished products use this type of storage, and you basically decide how many pallets it will go deep and how high it will go. Okay. So if we look at this, okay, so if you look at a bulk storage from top view, okay, let me try to explain it here. Okay, if you look at this lane, the yellow markings from top floor, sorry, from top view, you will see, the like this, yeah, and here there are pallets, yeah. So there will be pallet here, E1 pallet here, this E2 pallet, E3 pallet, E4 pallet. Oh, sorry, my bad. E1 pallet. There are HU numbers, so same type of pallet, but different HU number. Here it will be HU something. Here a different HU and so on. Okay, there'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 HUs here. If you see, and this basically this width of the bin, let's say you can accommodate 8 HUs. So B001 is a bin type. Okay. So what we do in basically for bulk storage, we need to maintain a bulk structure and system. Okay. Where we say is the HU type. We say what is the warehouse, what is the storage type where we are going to maintain, and what is the bin type, what is the HU type, something called as bulk storage indicator, the number of stack, how high it can go, and number of HUs. I'll explain you what are these. So basically in config we need to maintain this. So what we'll say is in warehouse WH35, if the storage type is 8004, where we are going to activate this bulk structure. So when we activate the bulk structure, we basically in the storage behavior we have to set that it's a bulk storage, okay, in the storage type view. So we'll do that, and then we'll say in B001 kind of a bin, and HU type is E1, okay, we can go up to 8 stack, that means 8 pallets can be kept one behind the other. And if I see this is the top view, so I can see there are 8 pallets. And when I look at this from the side view, let's say I can stack it into 3 levels. Yeah. Okay, so the side view, this is the HU in the lowermost corner. And then I can stack 2 more HUs above it. I can stack 2 more HUs above this. Yeah. The total height, it can go up to 3, and I can store 24 pallets here. Yeah, in one lane. So basically I'm giving capacity of one lane, how many handling minutes I can store. Okay, so let's say if it's um, a same bin type, but we bring in a different type of HU. Let's say E2 is a bigger HU than this. Okay, so here, so this E2 I can only store 4 because it's a very big pallet. Okay. So what I'm going to say in warehouse WS35 in 8004, if B same bin B001 E2 kind of pallet comes, then I can only store 4 and stack 3 and go up to 12. Okay. So similarly, you can have different bin types. Okay. So few things we are keeping a note in terms of bulk storage. One, that HUs are mandatory. Second, one bin, only one type of pallet can be stored. Okay, so no mixed storage is allowed. So with this structure, we don't say two E1 and one E2. So we only one type of pallet can be stored. So no mixed storage. Yeah. So tomorrow, if we can have a different bin which is bigger than this, could be like double the size of the original bin. Maybe depends on the lane markings, or maybe it can be wider, or it can be more in the depth. So let's say we have a bin which is another bin type which is B002, and in the same bin if I place E1 and E2, I can almost double their quantities. Yeah, because it's wide, I can just place two side by side. Just see this number of HUs. As of now, I'm giving the maximum number of HU. I'll give you some more example here. So here I can store 8. I can go 3 high, 24. So you may be thinking, why we need the number of HUs. So system can calculate, what is the stack, what is the height. System can calculate what is the capacity. Why we need to give it manually? See, basically what can happen is, just let's say for a pump material. Okay, so we are going to use this bulk storage for our finished good pumps. So there can be a situation where this is a lightweight pump. Okay, so I can store 24, but there are some heavy pumps. Okay, I cannot store all. See, this is just a stack of 8 into 3, but the stack can really go big, very long length of pallet we can store. So I cannot, this is so bulk storage indicated. This is in material product master. Okay, what I say is, this structure, what I mentioned here, is applicable for all the parts, but there is a special heavy part. So in the product, I'll mark that as H1, that it's a heavy part. So I can do 8 here, but it will be very difficult for me to do 8 8 8 because I need to maintain the weight, right? The weight should be balanced properly. Okay, so my storage would be something like this. I'll store 8 at the bottom level, and I'll store 2 less here, and I'll store maybe even some more less here. Yeah, so it's a heavy pallet. In case of heavy pallet, I can only store 8, 6, 14, and 4, 18. So this heavy pallet I can stack it can go 3 high, but I can only accommodate 14 pallets here. My capacity is for 14. I don't want to anyone to allow more than 14 in this bin. So sometimes for heavy parts we give the capacity in terms of maximum number of HUs, so that you know the weight has to be properly maintained. Balance should be there. If it's light material, that it's fine, but it's heavy material. If it's kept here, there are chances of this falling down, or there's too much weight on the below one. Okay, so this design is done by the warehouse team or whoever is designing the warehouse. This is already done. We will be given this inputs, so and we need to put that in SAP, and then when we add stock, we'll have to see how this basically goes in, updates the stock. And after 14, if it's a lightweight product, heavy product, it goes to the next bin. So every bin will have 24 HUs if it is even. Okay, so let's say there is a bin 80. I put away the product in the bin 8004.01, and then I receive my second bin. Sorry, once I receive my second HU, sorry, let's say once I receive 30 HUs, 24 will go into this bin, the remaining 6 system will determine another bin. Okay, so let's say this 8001 as of now is storing even kind of pallet. Storage bin becomes empty. If we pick the material, it becomes empty. Then I can either put E1 or E2. Okay, so once it becomes empty, you can put either E1 or E2. But whichever you add first, only those kind of pallets can be added. Okay, so bulk storage configuration is basically to maintain the structure. So let's do that in system now. So we'll first start with the master data, which is at the storage type level. We say that the storage type is a bulk storage. Yeah, this is bulk storage because we have copied a bulk storage from standard here. Then we go here. So we should be going to good receipt process. Define storage behavior bulk. And you have to maintain this bulk indicator, bulk structure, sorry. So I'm simply going to say new entry and I'm going to simply copy this table. Yeah. But Y1 has a bulk storage indicator that is there in the system. So I'll use the same one. Now you can see here we don't have bin type B001 and B002. So let's go and maintain them. We haven't created those bin types. Bulk storage bin type 1 and 2. I'll create the bin types. We'll go back and let's see if we are able to save this config. Okay, let's save this config. Okay, so now we need to test, how the bulk storage looks like. So there is one more setting here. What we need to do is for 8004 we need to say WH35 whether we need to allow partial quantity, okay, and to block the bin the moment you remove the stock first time from the bin, so that you do not allow a partially picked bin to add new handling units. So these are standard settings. Let us do them for our storage type also. So now there is a finished product which we want to use now, which is T-F100. This product we are supposed to store into the bulk structure. So what are we planning to do now is get this product into the Putaway control indicator as FGST. So it's not a heavy pump, so I'm not going to maintain bulk structure as Y1. Okay. So when this pump comes, it will go to 8004 and 24 into one bin, and the other into the next bin, and so on. So I'll add some pumps into the warehouse, but what I want to do is I want to create a pack spec for this product so that I don't have to manually pack it. Okay. If you see the data requirement, this product pack spec is it's packed into a Euro pallet and 4 pieces into a Euro pallet. Okay. That's the bulk structure for T-F100. So let me go and configure this. Yeah. So how we automate our packing in case of we automated our packing in case of while testing handling units and pack specs. Same way we'll try to automate here. So okay. So what I will do is the existing pack spec, which is for WH35, I'm going to okay, let me not break this. Let me create my own. It's better because somebody might be testing that. Copy it. I'll say product T dash. Okay. It's a different condition type here. We want to use in case of inbound delivery, it should be auto packed. Our warehouse is WH35 and the product is T-F100. So one piece when it comes, it will be packed into 4. Okay. And the packing material we said it's a Euro pallet. Let's say this. And I'll activate it. Can I cancel these ones here? Okay, so I have activated this pack spec now. Now it's time to test it. So normally, we create a purchase order and we basically receive the products into the warehouse. But here, the finished product will be mainly received from our production area. Okay, so we haven't yet done our production settings. Okay, if you see, this is the area from where we are supposed to receive our products into this area. And through production process, we have to create a production order, supply the components, receive the parts. But still, we are at early stage. So what I will do is, I will simply first extend the material to my plant, and then I'll simply um, create a MyGo delivery, 501 or 561 delivery, initial stock entry, and I'll try to add stock. Okay. I cannot use purchase orders because that's not the right process for the finished good material. Okay. Extend it to the plant. I don't need a purchasing view for this. I would extend it to the accounting view. Accounting view, it's not select accounting view. Okay, fine, it got extended. Now, if we make sure, the storage location is rightly maintained. We said, we are going to store finished product into 4000. So it's already extended to 4000 storage location. Okay. So okay. So what I'll do now is I try to create a delivery for this. I want to add some stock. So there are several ways I can add stock. So I'm going through a 561 initial stock entry. Say quantity of 100, so 4 in a pallet. So 25 means it will be 25 pallets, yeah? 100 pieces means 25 pallets. So I'm clicking as 25 so that we can see the stock getting split into multiple bins. I need store location 4000, okay? Now before we go ahead, I'm not sure if we have checked the bins in 8004 whether they have the right bin type. So they don't have bin type yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say some bins. I'm going to randomly select few bins. So let's say some portion of the bins I'll say these are B001 and the others I'll say they are B002. Okay. Okay. So 46 are B001, others are B002. So my hmm, bins are now created and maintained with the right bin type. Okay. So we can see all the bins are now with the bin type. Right. So now let me create a delivery here. It's asking me a GL account. Let me put some cost center here. Save it. So I think it's taking 202 by mistake. Anyway, that's fine. 202 or 561, we just need an inbound delivery, whichever moment type it is. So let's check, whether it has created inbound delivery and pallets are packed automatically or not. So if I look here in the handling units, there are 25 pallets, yeah, because of the pack spec we maintained. Okay, so you can see 25 pallets each with 4 quantity. Packaging material is Euro pallet, which is of HU type. Let us confirm the HU type, it's even or not. It's even, yeah. Now let's do the good receipt and put away for this one. I'll do good receipt here. Okay. And then the reason I'm taking so many number of pallets because now from next session onwards we'll do outbound. So these pallets, if they are there, we have If the stock is there, then it will really help us for picking. So I have created 20 tasks here. So create and save system has created each task for each handling unit. Okay, I will confirm here itself. The confirmation process, no change. Okay, so you can see one by one system is trying to put them into an HU into a bin. Okay, so what I'm going to show you after I complete the put away, the stock, yeah, you can see the pallets are going to H004. Okay, confirm per save. So the put away is completed. Let's look into the monitor. Stock and bin. H004. The storage bins in H004. And you can see here that capacity of the bin is 24 and 24 pallets are placed into this bin. Yeah, since we maintain a capacity of 24 and the one bin, 25th bin is gone to the next. So maximum number HUs, number of HUs, this play a very important role. I'm just trying to show you in the monitor how you can see that information. Okay, so now it is only one. You can add more stock into this till it reaches 24, and only even kind of pallets you can add here. If E2 kind of pallet comes, they'll be given the next bin. Okay, so as of now system is picking a B00 and it will pick B002 bins also as we go ahead. So this is how we work with pallet bulk storage. It's give me 2-3 minutes. I'll be back, and then we'll discuss if there are any questions on this. Yeah, to pick up an important phone call. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so any questions from anyone on the bulk storage? Are we clear on the bulk strategy now? Okay, good.
Yeah, it's clear for me.
Okay, okay, that's fine. So I would now explain you another strategy, which is our final strategy. We would set it up for 8006. It is similar to a bulk storage. Okay, use for pallets. We maintain capacity. It's basically, what we are doing here is giving a capacity, isn't it? And mapping what is physically there into this, physically there on the floor. We are mapping that in the system. So the next strategy is also similar. So it's for pallets. Okay, and also same like bulk storage. In one bin we can only store one type of pallet. Okay, so here basically, used in case of racking. Okay, in case of racking where you can store more than one pallet in a bin. Okay, so we said, mostly 90% or maybe 99% of the time the setup in racks is one HU, one bin. Okay, but sometimes, you may have racks in some companies, which can store more than one pallet in a bin. And it depends on type of pallet. So if it is even kind of a pallet in one rack, I can store three. E2 kind of pallet, I can only store one. Okay. So E3 kind of pallet, I can store four. So it depends on your type of pallets and your bin type. So similarly, here in pallet storage, our indicator in the product master will be pallet storage one. Okay, we'll do that, and then we will maintain these. Similar to bulk structure, we will maintain this structure. So what pallet storage does is, it divides the bin into several sections. These are dynamic sections. Don't get confused with the storage section that we discussed. These are sections within bins. So this is a bin P001. Okay, it's a rack. Okay, this is a rack. Now we all know what is rack by now. So in these bins, they have less width. I can only store one E2. Okay, so the bin name, when you put away, the bin name is A00601A. The name changes like O1/A. A section A is created. Okay, just one section is created. When if you place E1 kind of a palette, then two sections are created, A and B. Okay, so the bin basically gets splitted into dynamic sections. So if two pallets are kept, it will create A and B. If four pallets are kept, the same bin, when you see in the monitor, you will see A, B, C, D, 4. Okay, so why this splitting is done? This is basically, to identify, how many are there, which positions are there. So generally, in this bin, you would say A, B, C, D. You'll write it here so that you know which pallet is in which side, and you know how many pallets are there. So just it's nothing different to what we have seen. It's just a rack storage with the bin getting divided into several sections. That is the only difference we see. So we have to create similar structure. We have to say, bin type P1, P001. If HU type is E1, how many sections? Two sections, four sections. That number of sections is nothing but the capacity we are giving. Okay, E1 in P001, how many sections? I'll say two sections. E1, P00, E002, how many sections? One section. Okay, and then we give the name here, how the sections will be named. A, if it's one section, just create it as A. If it is two, create A and B. If it is three, create A, B, C. Okay, so here we'll maintain this config, and then we will see in monitor. We have 8006 storage type, but as of now we'll not, we don't immediately need to use it. We'll first start with 8004, and if we come here, I will try to show you maybe in another warehouse, how the sections are created. Okay, so storage bin 8006. And I'll show you, and you can try this, over the week and try creating this. We'll do the config now and try creating an inbound delivery and try to push it based on strategy into 8006 and see how it works. Okay, there's no stock in this. Let me tell you. Let me try another warehouse. Okay, so only difference is here in the stock. You will see like 8003. So it is divided the same way. There are two pallets, but you also see, if you see the two pallets, if you see the bin, it says nothing. Okay, but if you look, it is divided into section A, which comprises of this handling unit or this stock. Where is the stock? Max HU is one handling unit. Come on, it's not giving me stock. Something wrong here. Okay, maybe somebody is playing with it with this data. So here you can see the bin has two capacity is full, other bins are empty, and the two handling units, we are not able to see the handling units, but one of them is in A, the other one is in B. Okay, so system graded two sections. So similarly, you can see in the storage type for each putaway system will try to create a separate section. Okay, so that's the only difference you'll see in stock and how the system works in kind of splitting your storage bins so into several sections. Okay. In terms of application, as I told you, most of the time we have the strategy for bulk storage. We don't use rack storage. Yeah, we don't use pallet storage that much. We use the bulk storage, and we use the um, one bin per HU rack storage. Yeah, and we have set it for 8001. But yeah, it will be good to learn. If you have time, please try to create an inbound delivery and see how the putaway works into 8006. But yeah, let us do the configuration. Going forward, based on our scenario, we may come back and test something into 8006. So let me go to.
Rohan, one small question here. And what is the difference between the bulk storage and pallet storage? Because I'm seeing the section is in the pallet storage. What exactly it means for that?
So bulk storage physically, it's basically on the floor, right? And if you
Yeah.
see pallet storage, it's a rack storage where you can store multiple pallets in a rack. So pallet storage warehouse. So it is basically these kind of pallets here where you can store. Let me show you one more. Yeah, these kind of pallets
Okay.
where in one bin it's one full bin, but you can store multiple pallets in that bin. Okay, so in some cases, you would store just two pallets, but here you can see only one pallet is getting stored in the same place. Okay,
Yeah.
here maybe four pallets are getting stored, so four sections will be created. In the below one, two sections will be created. In the above one, one section will be created. So your bins are same, but your pallets are changing.
Okay.
So we say, if it is E3 kind of pallet, just make one section in this bin. If it is E2, make two sections. So whenever I would do a put away, system will dynamically, create a bin with A and B.
So in the bulk strategy, we don't use the rack concept, right? It's only the open area.
This is rack. Yeah, bulk is open. It's on the floor, but yeah, no racks for open bulk.
Okay, so we just keep it in the ground, and we only the on top of the pallet we keep it, but not like a racks.
Yeah, not racks, not as a racks.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Okay. So let's do this config. Yeah, real quick. Um, so first we go to the storage type. To 6, and we say it's a pallet storage. So in the behavior, I'm going to say pallet storage. Okay. HU type check must be permitted. So I'm just saying you it's mandatory to do HU type check. I'll say okay, fine. So we have activated pallet storage now for 8006, and similar to bulk storage, we'll do this configuration here. Put away rules, and we say pallets. So we say define sections. How many sections you want to create? WH34. Let me copy it from an existing warehouse. 4 sections. So this is the same thing in the slide. Just created for my warehouse. Yeah. So there are 4 sections. Section indicators are 1, 2, 3, 4, and the sections will be created. Will be created with suffix of ABCD. Okay, so bin types are not created P001. Let me create the bin type. So we created B001 and B002. Let us also create P001 and 2. So here we are saying if P001 bin, if E1 comes, make 2 section. In P002, if E1 comes, make 4 section. Okay, and similarly for E2 also we have made the settings. We'll make the setting. See, we are basically going in a stepwise manner. We created the strategies, indicators, and then we are directing a product to a particular area, and parallelly we are building scenarios for our further topics. Okay, so this pallet storage, I want you to um, as an assignment, test Putaway into Pallet Storage. Same Putaway control indicator. You have to create bins, change the bin types now for to P001, P002, add stock, and test. How sections are created in a Pallet Storage. Yeah, that's your assignment for this week. If you can do that for WS35, that is also fine. Okay. So, okay, so last thing is we need to make sure that the bins are having the section bin type assigned. Yeah, so I need to create bins. Okay, I'll create the bins offline and change them and add sections. It'll take some time for creating the bins. Okay, so this was palette strategy. Guys, any questions on palette strategy? Are we clear? Anything anybody would like to discuss on the strategies?
Yeah, it's clear for me.
Okay, so the next topic is slotting, and then we will start the next topic, which is next we'll start is outbound. Okay. So let me give you an overview about slotting. Okay, so um, slotting basically, it's not used much by all the companies. You'll not very rarely you will see any company using slotting. But yeah, I mean, it's good to know it's a functionality in EWM, and even though some of the warehouses, very few warehouses are using it, is good to know. So basically, what we do in slotting, it's basically to run a program called as slot, SCWM slot. We run this program in a batch job mode. Okay, so what this program does, basically it changes your put away control indicator based on the rules, based on certain rules. So for example here, if you see TNST 100, okay, I'll try to explain you. So let's say put away control indicator is 8001 for example. Okay, now when you discuss with business, so slotting is basically used to change these indicators in the product master. So when you discuss with business, okay, where you want to place the stock, they say, okay, 8001, place them in 8001. That's fine. But some businesses will come and tell you, okay, now, um, see, this is an umbrella. Okay, so this product is umbrella. This so 8001 is a fast moving product. 8002 is slow moving products. So when I receive umbrellas in the month of July to um, August, okay, or September, it should go to 8001, and other months it should go to 8002. So now what you are going to do is, basically you have to change this indicator, right? Put away control indicator should be 8002, correct? So what slotting does is slotting will run every day, okay? And in slotting, you if I have to implement this body scenario, I would sorry, this umbrella scenario, I will write, I'll say determine put away control indicator, Okay, and in slotting I would create a condition. Okay, that has to be created through programmatically. You have to implement a body and write that condition in slotting, that if at all the month, check the month of the slotting run. If slotting run is January, change the indicator to 2, or make sure the indicator is 2. Otherwise, change it 1. Keep it as 1. So basically, what slotting does is, it's trying to automate your put away control indicator, or there is section indicator, removal indicator also. It tries to automatically update them. Okay, now by now you might have understood that these indicators play a very important role, to where the parts get stored, from where it gets picked. So now, generally, in a business would not like to automate this, because if the business is, they have good control on EWM, and they have processes are streamlined, and they want a next level of optimization. So yeah, they would do that, but there is, as of now, the operator, when we discuss slotting, they say, hey, don't worry, Rohan, I go in anytime in August and I go in the monitor and change the indicator myself to 8002. It is more simple than writing the logic, testing it, and then. But some industry, this may be a very common requirement. That the indicators are dynamically changing every. I'm just give you month based on month, but there can be several other criterias. Okay, I'll give you another criteria where you say that look at the demand for the product. If the demand of the product is high, okay, you have to obviously mention some rules. What high means: if the demand of the product is high, it should go to the Putaway control indicator should go to 8001. Otherwise, it should go to 8002. So basically, you are controlling based on the demand where the product should go. Okay, automatically. Okay, so uh, benefits are there, but the downside is there's less control on master data, and it changes through program. So yeah, it's kind of a planning tool. It's good as well as it has some challenges. So particularly, I have not seen this used in any company in my last 10-12 years of EWM. So, so good to know. But yeah, I would say um, this process, do when you are implementing, if at all you come across some requirement to implement this, do factor in some enhancements, some rise of objects, because the business rules will not be straightforward. Okay, so if they have to write these kind of rules, like I give you month thing, demand, kind of a requirement based on demand, change this indicator. What SAP does is, gives us a simple rules, gives us some out of the box simple rules which we can maintain.
Rohan, this program only changes the your put away control indicator and storage stock removal indicator, right? Nothing else, nothing more.
No, there are other things also. If you see, there is a stock removal indicator, bin type also, maximum quantity of the storage type, and you can further use it for other indicators also, but these are the common ones.
But everything is in the
Metal
master
master
data
only.
of the.
Every metal master only.
Okay.
It updates the
So
metal master.
only metal master. Okay. So is it like a mass change tool like that? Can you say?
I would say more than master, it's a planning tool. So looking at, and yeah, the outcome is, see, what a planning tool does based on so many various parameters. The outcome is it will change something in the transaction or master data. So it does some planning simulation, and then it changes your master data. The outcome is master data change. See,
Okay.
mass change, we have options. Yeah, if I want to mass change, I know when to mass change. I can go in product and bin, and I can mass change my product. So there are more easy options given by SAP to mass change. This is to automate the change. product master.
Okay. So it depends on the climatic conditions and the demand in the market, right? That's what you mean to say.
Yeah, every company will have their own criteria. So this is, I'm just giving you a couple of examples. So
So
if I
if the
want
company have the large master data like materials, if they want to change, then
to,
it is not feasible to do it manually. They can go for this type of tooling, right?
correct. So if they don't want to, rely on person to do this change, it should be automatic. Then they can definitely use this program with some enhancements. Yeah, they have given bodies through where you can write your own criteria. What SAP
Okay.
has given us, given us simple rules, which I don't foresee them being used. So the rules are written here in GCMC. Slotting is in CON. But these are pretty much very static. In the business application, we may not see them being used. So for example, here, these rules are maintained like this, okay? Like if the warehouse product group is 1, Putaway should be 1. Warehouse product group is 2, Putaway should be changed to 2. So warehouse product group, it's a field in MM03, MM02. I'll just go to change mode. So now let's say, the company has a requirement that this metal group, if it changes, there is some interface which changes this metal group. And if this group changes, so then, your indicator should also change. So for example, if it's a, it's a low volume pump, now there is some planning and APO and IBP, they are, they are checking their, demands, and they, based on the demand, they give us a update to EWM, and let's say they are changing a grouping of product. Let's say indicator is maintained the middle master to group the product, so they may change in the group, saying that it's a low volume pump to a high volume pump, so the group changes from 1 to 2. So the group changes, we can change the put away control indicator or stock removal indicator. Now we can basically, in the condition type, we can control which, so this is standard condition type, yeah, PC00, but we can create our own condition types, and we can add more fields whatever we want, based on which we can change the put away control. So basically this is the rule. If the group is 1, this should be 1. If the group is 2, this should be 2. So basically we need to see if at all, any existing can be added, any field can be added, or else I will say here, there is a field here, demand high, low, or month. I'll put month as a, custom field here in my condition type, and I'll maintain a put away control indicator accordingly. Okay, so we have to, basically do enhancement to add another column based on which we'll say, so system reads this and updates the metal master. So for example, if for a warehouse, if we say WH33, 34, sorry, 35. If the group is 1, let's say if the group is 1, it should be 8001. WH35. If the group is 2, let's say it's 8003. Yeah, we have a, oh, we do not have a put control indicator 8003. Let us validate. Oh, we have 8002 also here. Okay. So now, if I go and change this product TD001 to group 2, okay, and now if I run my slotting, so as per the setup, it should be updated now. I will say just update the metal master, even though it's a warning message, and save and activate. Yeah, selected and say execute. Could not find a put control indicator. Could we need a config here? Let us see. Mm, yes, slotting. We have condition technique. We have to say determination procedure. Assign determination procedure. So this procedure we have to assign this so that the condition type is red. Let me assign this procedure to my warehouse. So we'll now see, material will be automatically updated. Okay. That's our aim. So let's go here. So T-T100 as of now it has RKST as the control indicator. So now it's warning and it is updating. I'll save it. And then let us see the metal master now. You can see it has updated the Putaway indicator as 2, but it's a planned Putaway indicator. So if I click on activate and save it. Okay, why it has not changed it? Then I'm expecting this to be here. So it has just saved but not activated. Save will bring it here. We should overwrite RKST. Yeah, now it has done. Yeah. So basically, if you just save, it will just keep your planning value in the plan data, but you have to say save and activate so that it goes and updates. So this program updates and it looks at the conditions that we have maintained here. Okay, so the condition standard SAP gives us very static one, just product group. I don't see that being, used directly in our applications and applying them in business. So we have to do some enhancement, as I told you, in slotting, and do factor in whenever you're implementing slotting for your projects. Okay, so are we clear on slotting? Just wanted to give you an overview, and because you may be reading this through books for certification, but yeah, I mean, just high level go through it. Don't spend too much time on this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear for me now. Thanks.
Okay, I think we'll stop here for today. Any questions, anything anybody would like to discuss? Any open actions on me? Anything else I need to resolve? Any queries? Is it working for you now? Adayo, your QM integration settings? Okay. Invalid HU also we checked it yesterday. Okay, so today we mostly discuss the storage and storage slotting overview. Yeah. So next week onwards, I would like to start the outbound process. Okay, so similar to inbound, we'll now cover outbound, where we'll discuss the picking strategies, same storage types determination, but in terms of picking, how FIFO works, how stringent FIFO works, all those kind of settings we are going to discuss. And we would also be spending time on batch management, integration with production. It's going to be really interesting, and we are going to also discuss the exception handling process. Mm, Let me see if I've missed anything. Wave management, yes, wave management is pretty important as well. So we'll connect again next week, and we'll continue with our further topics in outbound. Okay. Thank you all. See you.
Yep. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.